Hello students, in our previous lecture we have studied Bohr's model for hydrogen atom, and in this lecture we are going to continue with the limitations of Bohr's atomic theory. So Bohr's model of an atom could not account for the finer details, that is for doublet or two closely spaced lines for the hydrogen spectrum observed using sophisticated spectroscopic techniques, that if we are finding two closely spaced lines in the spectrum, then what will be the reason why this doublet is appearing. Clear? And Bohr model of an atom could not explain the line spectra of the atoms containing more than one electron, called multi-electron atoms. For example, in case of helium, Bohr's model failed to explain the transitions, that how we can say that electrons are exciting from ground to higher excited state in case of two electrons. For one electron we have studied in case of hydrogen, that how the electronic transitions will occur, but for multi-electron containing systems or atoms this theory is failed. And Bohr's theory failed to account for the effect of magnetic field on the spectra of atoms or ions. Means when atoms emitting radiations is placed in a strong magnetic field, each spectral line is further split into number of lines. This is known as a Zeeman effect. Clear? Means splitting of one spectral line into a number of further lines is known as a Zeeman effect. And Bohr's theory also could not explain the effect of electric field, that is the Stark effect, on the spectra of atom, that how the atoms are behaving under the effect of an external electric field or under the effect of external current. And Bohr's theory does not provide any clue to explain the shapes of the molecules arising out of the directional bonding between the atoms. In other words, we can say that it could not explain the ability of atoms to form molecules by the chemical bonds. Means what is the reason behind the structure formation or shapes formation. And next topic that we have to start, that is the quantum modern concept of structure of atom, that is the quantum mechanical models to explain the structure of atoms. To overcome the limitations of Bohr's model, there is two important developments which contributes significantly in the formation of a new model, that were dual nature of matter and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. So let's start that. First one is the dual nature of matter. According to the Einstein, light can behave as a wave as well as like a particle. That is, it has dual character, as we have also studied. De Broglie suggests that like light, all microscopic material particles किस तरह ਦੇ ਪਾਰਟੀਕਲਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਨਾਰਮਲੀ ਵਿਜ਼ੂਅਲਾਈਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ, ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸਮॉल ਸਾਈਜ਼ ਦੇ ਪਾਰਟੀਕਲਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਵਿਦਆਊਟ ਐਨੀ ਮਾਈਕਰੋਸਕੋਪ ਅਬਜ਼ਰਵ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਦੈਟ ਆਰ ਮਾਈਕਰੋਸਕੋਪਿਕ ਪਾਰਟੀਕਲਸ such as electrons, protons, atoms, molecules, etc. have also dual character. They behave as particle as well as wave. Thus, according to the de Broglie, all the material particles in motion possesses wave characteristics. Clear? ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲੇ ਮਾਈਕਰੋਸਕੋਪਿਕ ਪਾਰਟੀਕਲਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਮੋਸ਼ਨ 'ਚ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਸਭ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਹੈ, ਵੇਵ ਕਰੈਕਟਰਿਸਟਿਕਸ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਮਤਲਬ એનર્ਜੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪਾਰਟੀਕਲਸ ਦੀ ਉਹ ਯੂਨੀਫਾਰਮਲੀ ਡਿਸਟਰੀਬਿਊਟਡ ਹੋਏਗੀ. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਸੋ ਦੀ ਵੇਵਲੈਂਥ ਐਸੋਸੀਏਟਡ ਵਿਦ ਦ ਪਾਰਟੀਕਲ ਆਫ ਮਾਸ m moving with velocity v is given by the relation h upon m into v, that is a momentum. Clear? H is Planck's constant, v is velocity, m is mass and p is a momentum, and its value is mv. The waves associated with material particles are matter waves or de Broglie waves. ठीक है, जो वेव्स की अपने कोले माइक्रोस्कोपिक मटीरियल पार्टिकल्स ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਐਸੋਸੀਏਟਿਡ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, these are known as the matter waves or de Broglie waves, clear। and wavelength कैलकुलेट ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਆਪਾਂ ਫਾਰਮੂਲਾ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, that is h/p is equals to lambda, clear। and next is the derivation of de Broglie relationship। according to the Planck, photon of light have energy E is associated with the wave frequency nu is E is equals to h into nu, clear। as we have already studied that according to Planck's theory, energy of a photon is equals to h into nu, clear। energy is the function of frequency, ठीक है। so according to the Einstein, mass and energy are related as E is equals to m into c square। as you already know that Einstein equation, E is equals to mc square। on combining first and second, we are going to get from these h nu equals to mc square। now since nu lambda will become equals to c, clear। from here I can put the value of frequency, that is c upon lambda, in this expression। here we can put its value from here। so next expression we are going to get hc upon lambda equals to mc square। so cancelling c, we are going to get h upon lambda equals to mc। so this is the de Broglie's derivation, that is lambda is equals to h upon mc। this equation is valid for photon, and on substituting the mass of particles m and its velocity v in place of velocity of light c, equation can be applied to material particles। thus wavelength of material particles is written like h upon mv, that is h upon p। so this de Broglie equation we can write like that। this is a de Broglie relationship in terms of momentum। so wavelength and momentum are inversely related, clear। so p stands for momentum and h is the constant of proportionality। on removing constant, we are going to get wavelength inversely proportional with the momentum। so it means that wavelength of a particle in motion is inversely proportional to its momentum। this equation is known as de Broglie relation। once see this relation, if any doubt is there, then you can clear your doubts anytime, clear। thank you।